back, same time, of course, same channel, but with a different version. MC John Paul is my name. We're really together in the field, of course. She wants always to be in the studio, but this time we're here with her.
We're outside. Yeah. So, you guys, welcome to the show. This is You Flash with your favorite and number host, Holly Kim, the city diva. As you see me, I'm rocking the diva.
Yeah.
Local leather. Giving expensive vibes. Hello.
Why do always those girls are Holly, how do you do it? How do you make it? Tell them, how do you make it?
I just have money and have blessings. But anyways, you guys, today we are no longer at a reach a hand. So we are going to have people from film industry that are going to talk about the Icon Award.
Don't forget, we have also television recognition, the best TV presenters, best TV producers at Icon Awards, but of course, as
before,
she said,
there is like a small launch or a talk within these panelists, and that is Patience Ozogwo, Kanayo or Kanayo. Just get to know Ramsey Noah. Yet we said there, Uganda. So you guys just keep it looked and you flash because Cream de la Cream is coming.
It's coming. Let's take you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, as we already told you, we are here at Reach a Hand, and we are having a meeting within some panelists and some people from the film industry are going to talk and get to know more about the film industry. And the man besides me, he's none other than Valentino. If you know, a few days ago, that was on Sunday, he had a concert. Because I was trying. But anyway, Valentino, what's up?
Hi, how are you doing? It's always nice to be here with you.
So company mo kokosa me namro. Okay, look at me.
You're looking. Our red carpet host had some words of rubbishing. What? There's some.
They get it.
We really weird words that I think shouldn't use. So how are you doing?
I'm doing great. Say hi to the people watching You Flash.
Hi, You Flash people. Thank you so much for watching. And my name is Valentino. I'm a Latin and ballroom dancer, and I'm an actor. So I'm here as an actor.
Oh, definitely.
Yes.
So, Valentino, first tell us about that scene, because we saw you featuring in that episode. Is it a soap? Should I call it a soap or a movie? Sanyo.
Oh, yeah.
How was that? Because what people should know, we are in a journey of Icon Awards, which are happening tomorrow. So, when chit-chatting. So, what can you talk about that?
Yeah, I was contacted to feature in that. It was what is it called? A cameo. Yes, it was a cameo role. I just appeared once as the series were getting to an end, and I came as a lifeist, a person who knows about the future and those kind of things. So, yeah, it was such a pleasure to work on those series, because the series that have run the longest running series, right? Not so in Uganda.
Yes,
so far, they were really nice, and I was treated really nice, and I'm one of the people that are very happy that the movie industry is where it is right
growing
now, because I remember when I started off, because I started off in the arts industry as an actor. So I've been here, I've seen acting, I've seen the movie industry grow. So I'm really very proud of it. And thank you so much to the Icon Awards for really organizing such a remarkable experience for the actors, so that they can be celebrated, they can learn from other people from all over the continent. So it's such a very amazing thing.
Okay, so Valentino, what can you talk about the future of the film industry in Uganda? Because we've seen back in the days that people who were in movies or the movie actors were kind of undergraded. But right about now, it is something big. And when Icon Awards came on board, they keep on recognizing these actors, actors each and every year. What's the future?
Well, the future, God knows majorly, but because we didn't know that we will be here. But I think with extra hard work, extra working together, extra promoting of the films, the actors not knowing how to brand themselves, and people also knowing how to, getting to learn more about how to distribute their movies, distribute their content. I believe we are on the right track. We are taking the very nice and beautiful steps in the right direction.
Okay,
so
definitely.
I really believe it. Oh, nampulida kazungu.
But anyways, Valentino, tomorrow it is the D-Day. Tell us about your outfit. Tell us about your outfit.
So my outfit is stunning. It is really stunning. It's African because the dress code is African glam. So I'm trying to be this African man, yes, but still glamorous, you know.
Okay.
Because most times Africa is, so many people portray Africa as, like backward and all that. But we are really glamorous. We're going to show that we can be African and glamorous.
Okay.
Yes.
So Valentino, do you have any project coming on, like you from Valrich,
Yes.
Do you have any project coming on?
Yes, we are going to do a series. It's going to be a drama series, and it has dance in it. I'm huge on dance. So we are collaborating with a Nollywood actress, Stella Damasus. And
What number more is it?
yeah, Stella Damasus.
Shout.
Yes, so we are collaborating with her, and very soon she'll be in the country. And there are very amazing things that we're going to do this year. And after our show that we just recently done at Did Dan. Is it Did Dan?
Did Dan.
Did Dan.
Yeah.
Oh, at Kampala Serena Hotel. So we are really ready to get on and do amazing things.
Okay. So soko tema okadanso sibule abakulaba.
Banage chichi tuzineva bili. Tuzineva bili.
Nana is it But when is guys? It's to the dollar. So guys, just give it like a new flash.
Of course, I told you the best, one of the new generation. Kambagambe kone mu Uganda asingo zanyo obuzanyo obwenyuma mu butufu nga owuliro tovaawo. Sometimes I was with someone nga tufumba emmere nesirira lwakuba alaba buzanyo bwammwe and n'alaba gwe. First introduce to the people who are watching out there.
My name is Karunji. I am a filmmaker, I am an actor, and basically an artist, creative artist. Yes.
By the way, tell us about your role in Sanyo, because most of you and most of the people watching got to know about you during that movie, Sanyo, as KK, a friend to Melissa. Tell us about that role.
That role was actually my very first screen, and like my first time on screen.
The first time, and you act like that.
And of course, I had been doing theater here and there, but it was my first time on screen. And how I got it was really, it was I think something divine. I was just supposed to be made for that role. And how I ended up from being Melissa's friend to being her sister and all, it was really an amazing journey. And as the cast, we became family, and yeah.
I just loved the chemistry you had with the Chirundas, that was my favorite episode. But anyways, let's talk about, because during that movie, you used to sing. In reality, do you sing, what's
Give us a cappella.
Because these guys, in the movies, you never know, they may be having like backups or you understand. So is it true? Do you sing?
Actually,
The real voice.
Actually, that was my twin, but I'm joking. I actually do sing. Like I said, I'm an artist. I also sing, and I have music out there as well.
Genres.
I don't tie myself in one genre. I can wake up one morning, do a song
The song
like
of you.
R&B.
Live people watching. 45
Give us a
minutes.
cappella.
Oh God. Okay. Oni mumutima mundandandanda, mundandandanda. You're the one that I love, la.
Wow, I love the voice. I love the voice for real. You need a big banger now. So to everyone Awagala music, book her. But generally we're back here to what do you have to say about Icon Awards, Gwengagwe, and how do you see our now film and television category?
Film is is a growing industry. The film industry is a growing industry, and I love where we are at now, or the direction we are taking. And I'm so grateful to Icon for putting up different initiatives. Now, like there's an Icon Fellowship where a friend of mine is a part, and I got to be able to direct my very first film, or to help direct the film.
Direct at that age? When people think like maybe they're a bit like old people with gray hair. How come?
Exactly. So it helps the youth, or it helps people like us to like actually learn more about film.
Wow,
and
shout
get
outs
better.
to Humphrey.
Yes, and then it's we've gotten time or a chance to like meet one of the big stars, people who've grown up watching Ramsey, like for example the classes that are going on.
You want them?
nalinga mto naye nga baganda bange bebalaba. So it's really amazing, and I am very grateful. Yes.
So how are you excited for tomorrow? How is the outfit? Because tomorrow is glitz and glamour.
The hairstyle, and how many awards are you going to scoop?
Meanwhile, our film was actually nominated. Wow. First of all, Sanyu series was nominated as best TV series, and then also we have a film that is also among the nominations, called Take My Hand, and of course we are going to win, and we're gonna look great in African glam. Yeah, just wait and see.
Make sure you rock, because you know we're always going to wait for you to hit you.
Just
There is
if
this
you
moment,
don't,
there is this moment, a few moments
Later.
just look for me tomorrow.
So who are you excited to see tomorrow?
Tomorrow I'm excited. First of all, I'm excited to see my castmates of
Wow.
Sanyu, because usually.
But you meet them already.
No, this time it's like because we are together and people have the fun and everything. Usually we meet for work, but now it's like fun. And then I'm excited to see Mama G. Of course,
G.
Mama G. And the man himself, Kanayo.
But some people, when we saw video on the social media, you know, him arriving in the country, people are like, I'm excited, but at the same time, I'm scared.
What? They were, by the way,
Is
he real?
But you see, that's the power of film. Like the power of film is make believe, and the fact that people are even scared up to now shows how great of an actor he is.
Definitely.
people, a young girl out there, ayagala okumanya, what is in the challenges in the film industry to a girl child like you?
Challenges include because it's a growing industry. There's not so much money coming out of it, but if you have the passion and if you're really into it, it gets easy. Yeah.
All right.
Last remarks
Thank you.
people are watching. You Fresh, you 24.
U24, thank you very much for supporting Ugandan film and the Ugandan industry.
Thank you for acting.
Thank you for watching, and we love you, and we can't really wait to see you tomorrow.
Shout out.
Yap. Oh, how is this supposed to be? Anyways, are we all filmmakers here? So I'm going to ask a few questions. Forgive me as I sit down. I told you I'm sleep deprived. How has film been in Uganda since the last time we were here? I want a few people to stand up and tell us what they've been up to in their film journey since last March. As an actor, as a director, as a writer, as a producer, have you made that short film? Are we just wasting our time every time we come here? We are saying aspire to Maguire, to refire, and then it falls on the ground. I want 2 or 3 people to stand up and tell me what has happened in their life since last year's African Film Forum and Icon Awards and this year. What have you done? I know a couple of people have done something. I don't want to mention names, but I want you to stand up and boldly tell us what you've done. Who's going to start? Ladies first. Did you hear what I said? Should I say it in Luganda? Should I speak in Luganda for you? Yes. Hi. I'm still learning. I know Wibalenyo, I know Mujebaleko, and I know what else again. That's all. And I know my name. By the way, my name is Muchibi. Hope you guys know. Chris Muchibi Ode. I'm from Kololo. All right, so who wants to tell us their story? Should I call someone?
I have a mic over here. So
Please. Where is Doreen? Where's Doreen? Doreen, start. Doreen Mirembe, start over talk. You can't hide behind this cap, I can see. So how's it been? What have you done since last year, March? What have you done in your film journey?
Hi everyone.
Hello.
How are you? Mr. Chris, you're most welcome.
Thank you.
You're just as sweet as us. Whenever we see you, we're like, wow.
Same here.
So, when I talk about the film industry in Uganda, it is a bit broad. But since March last year, there is a very big difference. Our icon is really challenging all filmmakers in Uganda. That's what I can say. When you look at the quality of the films, when you look at the producers, what they are doing right now, there is a big change. Because everyone is yearning, everyone is squeezing it too much to be part of the icon. And this year, when you look at the nominees, the competition is really tight.
That's
I'm
good.
among the judges by
Oh, wow.
but the competition is really fixed. So our film quality is becoming like, let me say, like Nigerians, because those days back we were just doing what we love, what we say, but it is becoming a real business in Uganda. Those days our actors were not paid. Am I lying? Those days. But right now we have some professional producers. That's what I can say. Because I did a film, Mama, but as a young producer, I paid my people. So it is coming from here, we are going somewhere. When you look at our last year, the other year, 2022, 2021, there is a very big difference. And I would like to thank the icon team, Mr. Humphrey, for bringing this, because that competition, it is really what we want. Because if Chantel comes and does a film, just Kukola Mbukosi, it is no longer passion. It is now becoming a business. Thank you so much.
Amazing. I am. I'm serious. You know, so it's when I come like, I'm like, you know me? People don't know me in my country. So I really don't need to be a celebrity to make money from films. I just want to make good films and let my film make money. But here it's really, really hard. If you're not a Wawuyo, if you're not the other Doreen Mirembe, if you're not Nabiso, you call those names, Lukman Ali, it's really difficult. You have to force yourself to break in. You know, but how many people do you have in Uganda again? How many people do you have in Uganda? What's the population? 45 million, right? You know, and I keep saying this every year when I come, that if 4.5 million people buy a film at 10,000 Ugandan shillings, how much is that? 10,000 Ugandan shillings times 4.5 million. How is this slippery slope? I said 4.5, 10%, 10. I'm saying take a tiny slice of that, because the class, and you know, the upper class will not watch your film, the lower class cannot afford your film, but the middle class can afford and are available to watch your film. So the best people to target in entertainment is the middle class. And I'm sure the middle class, I don't know if they exist in Uganda, but you can get like 4.5 middle class people. People who can afford their house rent, mortgage, feed, go to school. Who's calculating it? My brother in white, he was calculating. But while we're waiting for them, I want to share something very briefly. First of all, when I landed this morning and I came down, I was like, why have I not done masterclass in Kampala? It hit me this morning. And so I was thinking, I need to go and convince my team, maybe this year we should do it in Kampala. No, I said maybe. I said maybe. Because this place feels like home for me. And it reminds me of Nigeria a couple of years back, where we were making films, we couldn't sell our films. But we solved the problem now. Nigerians are making films and are making millions of dollars from their films. So why can't you teach? You know how you live in a family and you have become rich And the next thing you have in your mind is how you want to teach your younger brother or your younger sister to make money like you. That's how it should be. You guys are 45 million, we are 220 million. We are almost 5 times you guys. And we are born industrious. An average Nigerian person, you know them here. They are doing business, they are selling something, selling, what's that thing? Nyonyo and Matoke. They are selling stuff, they are fixing, doing things, running the clubs. But let me tell you guys something. I think that passion is important, but business is also important. If your life, if your film career is a car, passion is the fuel, but business is the tires, is the gear. You know the gear? You know, if you put on your car in the morning and you are revving the car, zoom, zoom, if you don't engage the gear, you're not going to move. So if you are passionate, you are revving your car, you are always hot and excited and like, whoa, I'm going to make it. But you're not going to move forward till your passion meets the business. So if you give me in the next 15 minutes, I will share something very, very delicate. I've never shared this outside, but it's a principle I have. And there are 3 things. One is you have to start small. I know you all want to shoot a film for $1 million, but can you shoot a film for 10 million Ugandan shillings? Can you? Can you tell a story about a lady who went to visit her boyfriend only to find out that her boyfriend is dead and she has to run away, but she cannot run away because the police are outside, and then she's stuck in the house, go outside and be arrested, stay inside with the dead body? You get the point. And the whole thing happens in that house, and you have 4 actors. In fact, the police don't need to be outside. You just simply use lights to be creating the siren sound and put the sound, and they're saying, this is the police department of Kampala, we're about to, that's all. You don't see them. And you make your film with just this lady. And there's a movie called Rebecca, it was made in Ghana. He had Joseph Benjamin and Yvonne Okoro in the whole film. 2 people on a road trip. And the tire punctures, the car breaks down, the woman is pregnant, she gets to give birth, all on the road. That film will not cost anything. I understand that you have written stories about how space attacked Kampala. And then Museveni is trying to bring the army to shoot against the... I understand you've written that story. While we're trying to shoot that, can we shoot a movie about a lady stuck in the room with a dead body? That is 10 million Ugandan shillings. Mr. Humphrey stood here and said that this place is for filmmakers. I don't know if you guys want to hold him to it. You put a screen here, you dim the windows, people come in and they pay 2,000 and sit down, and you do it on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday for 1 month, and then you count the money and you do it again. Can you start from there? Because a lot of people think I'm a big filmmaker, but a lot of people don't know that my first film I made it for less than $1 million naira. $1 million naira is 3 million Ugandan shillings. So my first film was made for 1.5 Ugandan shillings. Small money. I grew it. So the first point I want to say is start small. The second point I want to say is grow your business. If you want to make a film for $1 million, start with $1,000. Make the film, do $2,000. Make the film, do $5,000. The good thing is that when you get to $10,000, people will trust your process and they will now bring money for you. Let me give you guys a very simple secret about my life. I don't make films with my money anymore. People give me money to make films because they trust my antecedents. But I borrowed money before to make film. I sold my car before to make film. I sold my land before to make film. I sold my father's land before to make film. I borrowed money from my pastor before to make film. I borrowed money from my wife before to make film. I borrowed money I couldn't pay back. I had to go and work to pay back to make film. But now I have a story and they'll say, give me a part of it. I just finished the film recently, yesterday. The film finished this morning. If you follow me on Instagram, you should have seen it on my page. That film ran in the film, and they gave money. 10 in one film. But before we go and beg them, they'll say, no, who are you? Are you Ramsey Noah? Are you okay? Please get out. But now they are coming because they can see the track record. So the first thing I said is what? Start small. Second is grow your business. Let me ask you, as I asked that question when I came here first, I said, where were you last year and where are you this year? Have you grown? If you've grown, is it documented? Can you show me that you've grown? The idea you had yesterday, is it now a script? The film you shot last year, have you edited it? Can I watch it? Will it be interesting? Do you have a trailer? If you met me last year, you're telling me about your dreams. I don't have time for dreams this year. I want to see what your dreams have done this year. You can tell me all the excuse, it's raining in Kampala, oh my God, there's no money, oh my God, we don't know what our president is doing. You can say all those trash you want to say. The fact is, you have to run your life. They're not going to shut down the world for you to run your life. You have to run your life. So the first is to start small, the second is to grow your business. Then the third and the final one, this is why filmmakers do not make it. Filmmakers don't understand the art of money. If every money in your hand is money for food, then you're going to be broke for the rest of your life. If I give you 1,000 Ugandan shillings, and you step out of here, use that 1,000, what can you buy? Pure water? What can 1,000 buy? Chapman? Chapati, yeah, chapati. So you can buy chapati with the 1,000, say it's more money. Let me tell you something. If you give me 1,000 Ugandan shillings, I know I have 500. Let me share this with you guys. Are you guys listening to me? If you give me 1,000, I'm a Christian. I'll take away 100 and give to God. I'll take away another 100 and give to my wife. I'll take away another 100 and give to my children's future. I'll take another 100 to make sure my house has money to run. I'll take away another 100 for savings.
And it's an honor to be seated on this stage. You know, many times we start by saying, we used to watch you when we were young. and
I always get that all the time.
We're still watching you, so how old are we?
Exactly. You guys make me look like I'm grandfather already. I'm not.
So we all know Mr. Ramsey now, but please allow me to have the honor of actually telling you who he really is. Mr. Ramsey now is a renowned Nigerian actor and director and the proprietor of Ramsey Films with over 30 years in filmmaking. Yes.
Look at me. I'm biracial in Nollywood, but I am successful there in Nollywood. So there was no need to say, because I am mixed blood, so automatically I'm not Nigerian, and because of that, I can't be an actor here in Nollywood. It was open. You give an open arm for it to happen. So for me, it all depends. Now, where I will have a bit of concern is where dialect is not well, done. The nuances of the culture that they are talking about in the story is not properly in place, then of course that becomes an issue. As far as skin tone is concerned, if the person can play the culture and whatever, biracial or whatever, is fine by me. It's determined by the creative directors, I think. That's my take on it.
Doesn't that negate the work of the writer, the original writer? Because then that brings into play the conflict between the director's choices and the writer. Have you faced that at any point, having to deal with what the writer would want and the director?
Can I ask you a question? Have you ever read the book of James Bond, 007? Do you know the exact look of 007, the way the writer wrote it?
No.
And then we have how many 007 actors? We have over 7 of them. And they don't look the part, they don't look all the same part. You get what I'm saying? The way the writer puts the thing together does not necessarily mean that the creative world would, depict exactly, to the exact tone. Not necessarily, no. It doesn't count like that. Now, if the writer, of course, wants that to be the main thing, then the writer should be in the production, in creating all of that, and be part of the creators and say, I prefer, or I like this person befits the look of what I've created and stuffs like that. Yeah, the writer should be part of that.
How does that speak to us as Ugandans who are trying to create authentic Ugandan stories, because Nigeria has been known, especially in Nollywood, to be very successful because you tell your stories as Nigerians. You're not pretending or trying to be Americans or anything like that.
Yeah.
And in Uganda right now, the struggle we are having in some of our filmmaking processes is we're trying to make action movies, we're trying to make, these things where we're jumping off buildings and doing all sorts of things which do not seem reality or realistic with our actual Ugandan culture. So how would you speak to that?
Okay, so that's a market determining factor. I noticed that the Ugandans love the action movies. I remember when I first came to Uganda, everybody that kept shaking me and giving me a hug, the first question is, hey, my guardian angel. Hey, my guardian angel. Everybody talks about my guardian angel with me, which was one of my only action films in Nollywood. But that's the film that has successfully crossed across borders throughout the East Coast. So I noticed that the East Coast likes action sequence. Now, whatever it takes, if you want to target that market, you have to find a way to give the people what they want. Do you understand it? So now here's the thing. There are different ways to look at it. There are different ways. You could do your action sequence without it having like a backdrop of too much Hollywood or too much Chinese. You can cultivate your own style or how you do your thing and still make it very entertaining that the people will love it. That's the way you make it natural, how you make it yours, right? How you can make it mine. In other words, I'm speaking my dialect, I'm fighting like my local fight to be here, and it has an appeal to my audience. Importantly, yes. Importantly, that's what I think the writers and the filmmakers need to put into cognizance when they are working on things of that nature.
So does that mean that the authentic African story has to be juxtaposed against what the people want?
Now that's a tricky question. So we come from the background of where filmmakers will say, do it the way you feel it. That is my background, in all fairness and all truth. But you see, this age and time has gone beyond that. Now the market determines the story, the kind of story you want to tell.
Yes.
Back in the days when filmmakers, they do film, they just do it how they feel it. I can daydream things and put it in visuals and try to let people enjoy it with me.
Yes.
But it's my daydream, it's my feel. So I can do it the way I want. And back in the days, it used to be a good, successful story. It used to be a success story. But now, the market has changed.
Yes.
Now, back then, people were a bit more settled. I'm talking about the people like you now, for instance. Back in those days, youths didn't care much because there was good provision for them. Economically, things were okay. Financially, things were fine. So it was just a basic thing of being a youth, playing sports around your neighborhood, going to study in school, come back home to your parents. Parents' father is providing for all of that to happen. And there was union. And then we could just dream dreams and create things, and people will be glad to watch and be part of it. Now the economy is not the same. Now everybody is struggling to even feed, not to talk of surviving. The mind is in different places all at the same time. So you can't just create a dream and bring it to me, a hungry man, and tell me, oh, this is my dream. I'll throw it out the window. So a lot of people do not have the same attention span and the way things are at the time compared to now. So right now, people are in the mood where you either give me, for instance, the Ugandans, they were like an action sequence. Either give me a Jackie Chan film, a 007 film, or any action sequence. Give me comedy. If you start to tell me stories that I feel I don't want to relate to, it's probably out the window. So that's why all of a sudden, if you make stories that don't resonate with the people, it stays in the shelf.
Yes.
It doesn't go far. Because there are very few numbers who will celebrate it with you. But you want to have numbers to celebrate that with you, you give the people what they would like to see. That's where the problem is.
So does that mean that the African authentic story is not so much about it being steeped in African culture, but more about expressing who one truly is, for example, as a filmmaker, because the room is full of filmmakers. So if it is my true imagination, my true dream, is that the authentic African story, or does culture play a big role in that as well?
Culture plays a big role in whatever you do. Your background, plays a big role in whatever you do. I'm not still off somehow. It would just feel like it's almost like saying you're singing off key. It would just seem go off. As a matter of fact, it's going to be hard for me to say in your culture, your tradition, your nuances, your dialect, everything is all part of it. That way you can tell the world, I want to hear your story. I want to hear the story of Australians, I want to hear the stories of Jamaicans and all of those things. They want to hear your story. What are the stories of Ugandans? You can't be a Ugandan and you're going to tell Jamaican story. I'm like, where's the connection? Except you grew up there too.
The problem we have with the young people today is that we do not know too much about our own culture,
okay,
because we are in the global village with social media and all that, and I think that is why many young people are telling the kind of stories they're telling, and that is why the question is rising up, that is this a true, authentic African story? But then you may find for that young person that is their authentic story. So is that something you can speak to the filmmakers here?
Yes, and I'll give you instances. For instance, in the Nigerian music industry, Hollywood or the American music industry was a huge influence on what they do. That's for a fact. I can tell you that for free. It took us several years for us to be able to sing strongly into our tune and dialects. And I'm not talking about the local singers from our local places already, who traditionally just do our singing in our dialects and our languages. But you see, this upcoming new generation is an infusion of so many things, right? Like beats are infused from either from South Africa, America, India. They'll fuse a lot of beats to create their own song and their own style, and they do it in their dialect. As a filmmaker, there is no harm in saying that your influence is by, Hollywood. There's no harm in it. Even Nollywood was influenced by Hollywood. But we had to find our background. We had to find how we're able to talk about our story and how we tell our stories the best. So my own to you is, how can you get what influenced you? Maybe Hollywood, maybe K-drama, maybe Indian, China's, whichever one it is. How can you, as a filmmaker, put that together and make it a Ugandan film without it seeming as if you just replicated a Chinese film? So that's the important thing. It's a thin line. You just have to find it. It's a thin line. You just have to find it. Thank you.
Amazing. And as we wind up this amazing conversation we're having, I'll allow for 2 questions from the audience. Anyone with a question, please stand up quickly, and we will get to you. You have an opportunity to.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, as we already told you, we're here at Reach a Hand. And mind you, we are having the most amazing gentleman all the way from Nigeria, Mr. Ramsey Noah. This is the 3rd time here on the Icon Awards. And tomorrow, oh my God, I'm so excited. I don't know how it's going to dress up, but hey,
I'm wondering
let's
every time when he comes in, every lady, beautiful ladies, they are yearning about you.
Okay.
Hey, most welcome. How are you doing?
Thank you very much. I'm very well, thank you. It's so good to be here again. Yeah, thanks. So what was your question?
So how do you feel about the Icon Awards? Because I feel like this is your 3rd time. Why have you been like honoring the invite? This is the 3rd time,
Yeah, well, Humphrey, the organizer, has been he's been more like a brother to me in every ways. From the first day he invited me over, he brought me in here and he showed me the ropes, he showed me everything, he made me understand the beauty of Uganda.
Okay.
And he made me say things and I appreciated it. He took me to resorts and places where I can feel not just coming here for the awards, but also to come here for Uganda to see the beauty of it all. He actually showed me the tourism of Uganda, just the period I was here. And I had a blast. And ever since then, I'm like, oh God, I would love to visit again. And it's like, sure. And because of that, I've been coming. Also, I am one personality that's always wanted to give in every way I can back to the African filmmaking. You know, I believe that, you know, Africa can be like global, like in the sense that I don't understand why I'm coming to Uganda and I need a visa. I don't know why Uganda is coming to Nigeria and needs a visa.
Definitely.
I don't know why we have to do visa in Africa when we call ourselves brothers. You know, so this is the thing about, everyone is complaining about racism, or because when it's white and black, it's racism, and we forget and we overlook the fact that even amongst ourselves we're racists. Because why would I need a visa to come to South Africa, to go to Kenya, you know, Tanzania? Why do we need? I mean, we should be able to walk into. I mean, if you're my neighbor or you're my brother, and you knock on my door, brother, I'm hungry. Sure, I have a piece of bread still left. Here, have some. You know, that should be what brothers do, right?
All right.
Yeah.
So, Mr. Ramsey, any tip can you give an upcoming actor or actress? Any tip?
I always say that my simple principle to being an actor of this long is passion and consistency. My passion drives my consistency because I love the art. I tend to remain in it, you know, and I remain in it. I try to evolve myself because of the passion that I have for it. I try to evolve myself in it, and that has driven me this long, you know. So my gift to you will be, I'm not saying you should adopt my principle, which is passion, because you can come up with yours and do whatever you can, but understand it that the first things first is you love the art. Once you love the art, every other thing will just fall in line.
Okay, people out there want to know how can we, because to dominate the whole planet, it depends from the character, the film, the music, but basing on the film, because we are now in the film side. How can we, like Africans, how can we dominate the whole other continents, like as Europe did, that they dominated Africans through movies, through music through architecture, fashion. How can we do it as film industry?
I think first thing you should think about is not trying to dominate. The art is a free world. Art it's like a bird flying in the sky, and the sky is big enough for virtually every bird to fly. So nobody's dominating anything. It's just that they're showing you, because they have the access to show you their culture and who they are. So it feels like they're dominating. By the time you start to tell your story, and your story can resonate globally, once your story can cross over and people appreciate it, then you realize that you're also doing very well on the global scale. Okay. All you need to do is find a way to plug into the global scale, and that's you understanding the filmmaking, the ability to make movies for where you can plug in and everybody will say, oh yeah, I love that Ugandan film, oh that film is great. You remember, for instance, let's say Idi Amin, of course it's Ugandan, it's a global film. Do you get what I'm saying? It cut across, it spoke about the politics of the country at the time under the dispensation of government. I know that that's just one part of your story, but think about it. If you can do something of that nature and that magnitude, then you realize that you're plugging into the global space, and you'll find yourself not dominating, but people will be able to absorb and love your culture, because that's all you want to do. You want to tell people about your culture, your tradition, and let them feel it too. Because you know what it's like when people come to your home and you tell them, oh, this is my traditional attire that I sleep with. As you're going to sleep in my house, please wear this. And they'll lovely wear it. They'll be happy to wear it. That's the way it is. That's how you share your culture and your tradition around the world.
Before we are finishing, we're ending up. On these 4 artists, who's your best? Burna Boy, Wizkid, Rema, Asake. Who is your best?
I love them all. I don't pick best out of it, because I love all their songs. All of them mean a lot to me. So it's going to be hard to say, oh, I love this person more, I love that person more. I love them because of their music, not because of their personality.
Now, you could love their personality, that's fine. I love their personality, so don't get me wrong. But what attracts me more to them is their songs. Some of the songs, the message in it and all of that attracts me. So to me, they're all wonderful, you know.
Okay.
I would want to dance to any of their songs. I want to jump at any one of them if I can.
Okay. To the people out there in Uganda, your last message maybe, also you call
I know
them.
people do this a lot of times. And they say, they say, okay, who's your preference amongst these stars, among this person in football? They say, your choice, Ronaldo, Messi. Pick a choice. I'm like, you guys stop it. You guys are creating a whole lot of racism here, you know, unhealthy competition. I love them both. I do love them both.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so one last question. How excited for tomorrow? Because, you know, tomorrow is the day for the Icon Awards.
Yes.
How are you prepared for tomorrow?
I don't know, we're all prepared. It's the same old. You know what I'm saying? I mean, this is my third time in Icon. The first time I came in, I dressed like a Ugandan.
Okay.
The second time, it was a flush between almost Indian and African. Like, it was just like almost like an imbas. So, but this time around, the organizers of the Icon Movie Awards said we should all come in our native traditional attires. Like, where you're from, like it should be African. I'm like, okay, fine, let's bring it on. So
you're expecting your outfit from your culture?
Yeah, from my culture.
Who's the designer of behind this style?
His name is K-Dove.
K-Dove. Big up.
K-Dove from Nigeria, yes.
Big up, big up.
Thank you so much, Ramsey.
Thank you for
Just
having
enjoy
me.
your day tomorrow.
All right, looking forward to it.
Thank you.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen of Your Flash, people who put make it a point to always watch Your Flash. You guys big up. And don't forget, I was already told you, we're at a pre-party of the Icon Awards. And the beautiful lady besides me, she is Joy Odiote, a distributor in Nigeria of the movies. Hi, Joy.
Hi,
How are you?
I'm good.
How do you feel about Uganda? Is it your first time, by the way?
It's my first time. I'm not even 24 hours yet in Uganda.
So you're a newborn baby
I'm
here
a
in
newborn
Uganda.
baby. I don't even have a Ugandan name.
Can I give you mine?
But let's first discuss on that name. Here we have
My name,
I
my
need
son
to know the
name.
meaning of the name before I hear that.
Sorry?
I need to know the meaning of the name.
My son name, I would like to give you my son name, that is Nakaze, means beauty. And you look like that. So can you introduce yourself, like even adding my name?
Okay.
AKA.
Call that name
Nakazi.
again. Nakazi. Okay, my name is Joy Odiete, aka Nakazi.
Nakazi. First and foremost, you most welcome in Uganda. This is the Pearl of Africa.
Oh, like I said, I've not seen any pearl since I got here.
It's within just a mere minute.
Where am I supposed to look?
It's there.
So, Miss J, what can you talk about the Icon Awards?
Yeah.
Because many people can be reached out like to come to the Icon Awards, but you know they just take it for granted. But how did you feel like being invited and you take the responsibility to come here?
Well, I think what is worth doing is worth doing well. I think Icon Awards over the past previous events that I've seen that they've held, it has been very, very successful. And one thing again that you have to realize is that when you have such events in Africa and they are well curated and well organized, it gives you that extra boost to want to attend. Because as a movie executive, it's important for me to attend award shows where new cinema and fresh talents are being celebrated. I think it's a beautiful one, and I would encourage everyone who is able to attend this year, and then you won't regret it, I'm sure of that.
First, I would love to know, how do you manage to be a publisher, to be a distributor of the movies? Is it not hard? Is it not so hectic?
Well, it's hectic. I do a man's job, but then there's what a man can do, a woman can do even better.
Their girl child, they were support.
Sorry, but it's true. But anyway, distribution is something I picked up along the way. I was first into exhibition. before I went into movie distribution. And with movie distribution, you have to be deliberate about the type of stories you want to represent. You just don't want to represent any type of content that doesn't really reflect your background as an African. So this is like my 20th year distributing content. I've distributed content across Africa and internationally. I've distributed content into Netflix, Prime Video, and cinemas across Nigeria, West Africa, and then even East Africa as well. Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, so besides social media, since you're good at distribution, besides from social media, how can a film producer, a director, how can they promote their movies?
I think promotion is dependent on the type of content that you have created. Because if you've not created a content that appeals to various genres and where you can find them, it's hard for you to talk about promotion. Because you must understand it's not everybody that have access to internet. It's really very, it's pricey in Africa to get the right type of internet plan that can help you watch and screen movies. So for you to be able to promote your movie to catch your audience, you have to understand where they are in the whole spectrum. Where exactly can I catch my audience? Is it on TV, radio, whatever, newspaper? Are they the kind of audience that loves to read the papers, the dailies, or they are always listening on radio or TV? So wherever, you must be able to determine where to find your audience. And in finding your audience, you'll be able to now channel your promotion to target that audience. So that's what I'm going to say, because it's not everybody that is still on social media.
Definitely.
Have you got some messages from Ugandan movie directors or movie actors?
I've not been able to represent any Ugandan films so far.
We have who? It's called...
But I'm looking forward to it.
Have you worked with Ali? It's called who? Nawiso. We have who was booming, too famous. It's called Ali. I forgot the name, but he was famous. Did some movie and then it blew out on international level. It's called Ali. Forgot the name. Sorry.
But anyways, Miss Joy, how are you excited for tomorrow? Because tomorrow is the D-Day. And can you tell us about your outfit? How are you going to rock the red carpet?
The speech.
It's culture. It's all about culture. We're just going to represent as Naija. So,
and your best song, you should tell us the best song you love.
Which one is my best song? Now I can't talk about my people. Everybody in Nigeria is my best.
Like who?
It's just a vibe about the Nigerian Afro beats. So I'm not going to choose a particular one, but don't worry. We are here for the culture.
Let's remark to a young lady who wants to be like you, distributing films or another caliber of.
Well, stay focused and continue to trust in God and your craft. It's very important that you continue to work your craft, because Rome was not built in a day. So you continue to cultivate and work your craft, and with time you get there.
Thank you so much. That has been Miss Joy Nakazi.
You flash.
You flash. You're bringing you more people.
The fact is that children of nowadays want to become stars before you even go on set. Once you register with the industry, you begin to claim I'm a movie star. What do you do for a living? I'm a movie star. You have not even appeared in any movie. At one time, before you can appear on a poster, you celebrate it. The day they came and told me that, your face is almost everything. I said, if you see Grace, we ran, me and myself, we ran. And when I saw that, I said, I can't very much. I think because your face has appeared, it just shows that you did well in that movie. But now, when people are now once mostly the movie because want to become a star, you've already put yourself on a poster where you want it to be. So let us calm down. It's one step at a time. You begin from somewhere, and you know where you're going. The sky is no longer your limit, but you're starting from standing. Fantastic.
There was also as well an acknowledgement of the importance of earning your stripes in the sector. You must invest in your artists to come into our sector. Let's give credit where it's due. Earn your stripes, invest in your craft, and also create content, not just for a local audience, but for a global audience. So there's so many a bit of advice to add to that, also guidance ranging from your vast experience of both ends.
Uganda, thank you for having me. I want to ask a question. Do you think that when movies are made in Hollywood, they think about you in Uganda? So that's the first point I have disagreement with Joy Theatre's position. See, movie making is both cultural, both political, both setting an agenda. Depends on what you want, there's always an interest. Because I don't care much about you in Nigeria. It's a product of themselves. If you buy part of it, it's your business. Let's have that standpoint. What is the most advanced secret of Nollywood success? We are telling our own stories to our own people in the language they understand, and that's why they patronize us. And that's the spirit of Nollywood. You gotta tell your own stories. Tell your own stories to your own people in the accent they understand. I need to make that point because she's a distributor, so she's distributing and I'm acting. Nigeria, yes, sometimes talk about acting locally and thinking internationally. Yes, it's good for the global world that your content is local. There is something that happens in Uganda that doesn't happen in any other place in the world. You can tell it from the Ugandan perspective to the world. They will recognize you. Don't go speaking British English here to a man, a woman in that market who came through. He don't go there. So we have advanced because everything I want to talk about is from the standpoint of how we were able to do it in Nollywood. You know, the story came about, and my name was number one on the thing about they wanted to create a homework, things fell apart. And Red Republic, I'm not a fan of it. They don't said, number one, Kanayo can play this. Why you bring it in the server? Yes, KOK is 60 something. KOK has a face and a drive. I'm not contesting, I have never compared my acting capabilities with any foreign actor. I am Kanayo with a Nigerian accent. For the purpose of movie making, I can be given an artistic director to say, this is what we're positioning you. But don't make me start speaking like Donald Trump. It won't work. So for the purpose of filmmaking, they call some Nigerians and say, okay, can play this in this recreation. Why are you bringing an American actor who is not even American? In line with what my sweetheart just said, you can't speak Igbo more than me, even when you are taught by an artist director. It's not possible. You cannot give the mannerisms of being an Igbo person. This is an Igbo story. You cannot. As much as the producers have liberty to choose whoever they want, I don't care. But the fact of the matter is, we have grown as an industry in Nigeria to be able to spearhead a younger actor playing Ozogwo. It must not be Kanayo. But for goodness sake, don't tell me about marketing. That's why I have a disagreement with that. Don't tell me about marketing. Sometimes, most times, I have been at the immigration point in London and the person stopping me and say, okay, how you doing? You've not been around here for some time. I watched a movie 2 weeks ago. That's a person stopping me in as an immigration officer. They watch. So what are you telling me about not being popular all over the world? Sometimes Africans we don't patronize ourselves. You write an application. You write an application, they say somebody with 10 years experience. Where you go get this 10 years experience? Are you just like CNN does to you every minute? They repeat news, so that you must hear it. That's what CNN does to you. What happens to raise this young man from Uganda? Push him to that character you want.
Yeah.
So we must not align. I'm a cultural and what I'm wearing is my native bead as a chief. I don't joke, I'm a bloody, fantastic African. I'm proud. If you can ask me, I'm African, I will say no. I love my continent. They can love me more than myself. These guys, you mean nothing to them. We must sell our product to us. If we don't sing our own song, nobody will. If we build partnership between us and Ugandans, it's not, and whatever it is, but I'm in Uganda. Yeah, I mean, of course, some guys came from Kenya to understand the and all this stuff, but they ran away. They don't know they ran away. It was Cameroonians and Ghanaians who came and stayed for some while. But, you know, like the apprenticeship scheme, they learned the job for 2 years and ran away and thought they had learned. They don't know we are holding the secret of movie making in Nigeria. So the point I'm trying to make is this. We can build an industry. Characterization, we talk about characterization. Some of us have been part of movies where we played beyond the flexibility of what was expected. But the problem with viewers in Africa is this. Immediately patients will talk of place we get what I love. They will not accept her for any other role apart from we get what I love. That's the problem with you who's they don't see the flexibility of the actor. I have undergone some role playing in Hollywood characterization where I was made to speak like somebody else and so on. They won't notice that. So the point I'm trying to make is this. It's a huge industry for us to drive the content of what we want. We have a huge population. We have people who are interested. The beauty of coming from Nigeria is that we have men and women who have the resources who want to invest. I don't know whether Uganda has it. Many African countries don't have it. Of people who want to invest. You know, during the interview, I was telling them how we build money. You don't know because you're not Nigerian. Joy we know from stories being told. You know the part of it. I tell you, my brothers and sisters, listen. A woman whose husband is rich, her husband will give her feeding allowance. She has a younger brother who's been telling, I want to produce me. I'm talking about 25, 30 years ago, how we build Nollywood. She has a younger brother or a friend who has been saying, please give me money now and let me produce this movie. If it was 500, she would pinch 200,000 and give to the guy. This is feeding allowance her husband gave her. The guy will go, make one movie, make two, and come back and say, Auntie, this is the money I made. That's how we build Nollywood, from feeding allowance. Are you Ugandans willing to build an industry from feeding allowance? Are you willing to save money and make a short film and make news? I'm telling you the sacrifices we made. Then cast your people here. It's about culture. Some people will notice you from outside this land and say, we saw this movie, one made this from Uganda. Are you willing to make that sacrifice? Let me raise the case now and continue later.